When you realize the journey that this object has been on since the 18th century, it is a miracle that there's anything left for us to look at today. This tent not only survived years of war, but use as an object of commemoration in the 19th century. It was set up on the lawn of Arlington House outside of Washington, D.C. many years in a row. It was set up near Fort McHenry in Baltimore to greet the Marquis de Lafayette when he returned to the United States on the eve of the 50th anniversary of the American Revolution. It nearly succumbed to being cut up as a souvenir by Union soldiers during the American Civil War. But it has come down to us nonetheless and survived all of those perils. But that doesn't mean that it didn't require a great deal of conservation to prepare it for display in the Museum of the American Revolution. And so one of the steps in getting from a tent rolled up in a box to being set up here in the museum was to engage the conservator, Gina Whelan, who lives here in the Philadelphia area, and a group of advisors from the Winter Museum in Delaware, Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia, who came up with a plan to make sure that the tent would survive another century at least in our care here at the museum. One of the surprising things about Washington's war tent is how lifelike it looks as it's set up in its environment. You see the ropes that appear to be pulling it very taut and appears to be under stress and set up as if it's in the field. But in fact, there's a very complicated structure underneath the tent that provides support. We had to engage the work of conservators, of material scientists, of civil engineers to develop what's essentially an umbrella structure that's underneath the roof of the tent, on which the roof rests. And then the walls of the tent are actually suspended using earth magnets from valance, which is just a strip of cloth that's underneath the scalloped edge of the valance that you see on the original behind me. It's really an amazing piece of engineering that allowed us to set the tent up, have it appear so lifelike, and yet really be suffering no stress. It's essentially in a kind of storage mode in the case here at the museum.